Hi everybody, this is Bourne Council offices in Salisbury, Wiltshire. These are the council offices for Wiltshire Council and Wiltshire Police. As you can see, it's a pretty impressive building that does come with high running costs. The irony is the public who are paying for this out of their council taxes are also paying for Wiltshire Council staff to work from home. This means that for most of the year this building is emptier than it is full. Last time I was here, Wiltshire Council had a sign in the main reception that said Wiltshire Council, where everybody matters. I can say with some certainty that the only people that really matter to Wiltshire Council is Wiltshire Council staff. After becoming completely homeless about 5 years ago, I have been able to realise that this organisation that we all pay to help manage and run the community is not doing a very good job. I have found the staff totally dehumanise disabled people. I found the staff at Bourne to be dishonest, to use disabilities against a person. I found the housing team to be completely hostile to me. There appears to be no duty of care. The services are used as a stabbing stick. The council misuses their solicitors to perpetrate malicious convictions if a victim of their abuse dares to complain. If a homeless person tells Wiltshire Council that they have special needs of some kind, the council denies the disability and pretends not to believe the person. They use this as an excuse to avoid making reasonable adjustments. This council has been bullying my own family relentlessly for over 2 decades. I want the people who live here to fully understand the facts about this organisation and about how they really treat people. The bottom line is, if you make a complaint, they whitewash it with lies. If you complain further, they block communications with you. If you have learning disabilities, they will try and frustrate you into committing some kind of communications offence so that they can use their friends sat next to them, Wiltshire Police, to bang one into you in the courts. These people are hostile to vulnerable people, to disabled people, to people with learning disabilities and homeless people. Every time I tried to put a valid complaint in about Wiltshire Council's abuse, the door is shut. They blocked my email. Then the police blocked it as well to stop me reporting the offences they are committing against me right now. This includes assault and harassment. Then the Wiltshire Crime Commissioner turned a blind eye. After I complained to the Ombudsman, he decided to write back after 28 days to tell me I needed to give him final response letters from the council. Well, this is not possible if they stop the communications with you. After I went a step further and complained to the then Housing Minister about Wiltshire Council blacklisting me, they sent a gang of armed police to arrest me on my crutches. There are about 8 police officers and they broke my wrists. That's what happens if you complain about Wiltshire Council. The police might break both your wrists like they did to me. In fact, the police also refused to take my complaint about this. Then they tried to manipulate my GP into not getting me treated or x-ray filmed. The whole thing is wholly corrupted here in Wiltshire, and that corruption pours out of this building and Amesbury Police Station. So on the 4th attempt I managed to get through the clerk court barriers and get a hate crime case filed against Wiltshire Council. Wiltshire Council used members of the local community as bullets to attack my family with. We suffered dozens of disability and race hate offences by families in Wiltshire. Wiltshire Council staff encouraged local people to be hostile to us. They did this after they were taken to a disability tribunal and ordered to apologise in writing. Wiltshire Council ignored this order, and in fact it took around 6 months for us to receive a watered down apology that meant absolutely nothing. This was in relation to one of the many incidents of bullying by council staff in the Wellington Academy in Wiltshire and at the Wiltshire Primary School. It was at this time that Inspector Lange, the then commander of Amesbury Police Station in Wiltshire, Inspector Christian Lange, wrote me a handwritten letter demanding that I comply with Wiltshire Council's wishes over my son's education setting. This letter was unlawful. It was written by hand and it appeared to be written in anger. The letter made it clear that if I did not comply with his wishes, then Wiltshire Police would criminalise my son to discredit him. This means that had we Wiltshire Council sticking two fingers up to the Education Act, I found out later that Wiltshire Council's leader had taken the Special Needs Fund monies to pay for Wiltshire Council Board Fat Cat's executive bonus payments. They were also later paid several more £1,000s in gagging fees. Whilst this was happening, Wiltshire Council staff were covering the money shortfall by denying the children have disabilities and refusing to accept the diagnosis of professionals, including, in our case, an NHS diagnosis. There's a dog barking in the background. That's a police dog that they're using to disrupt this communication. This ended with our son's education being completely ruined. Wiltshire Council has relentlessly tried to blame children's parents, tried to break up my family. They've tried to force me out of the area after breaking up my family. These thugs have helped to achieve this goal with the help of Wiltshire police officers based in both Bourne Hill and Amesbury police stations. Police broke both my wrists at Melksham police station. The council has now broken my family up. I am left homeless, surviving in a lay-by in Cholderton. Last week they stitched me up again in court, getting me fined £1,500, which I will never pay. They were able to manipulate the court staff and were able to trick the case into court at the same time as my PIP tribunal with just 4 days notice. They used my disability and the effects it has on me to assault me. Wiltshire Council has caused me to develop complex post-traumatic stress disorder. I am constantly harassed by their staff, constantly assaulted, whilst the police force that is paid to protect vulnerable people watch on and hope it goes nowhere. This organisation is wholly corrupted and stale. It is a drain on the public services account. The public are paying for the name and its personnel. Wiltshire Council is an outright bully that never accepts accountability. Staff lie to police, staff lie to courts, staff deceive magistrates and judges. It uses people who know the persons they are dealing with in the community. They share your information with these people. Your private and confidential information is being shared with other members of the community because they happen to work for the council. Council staff told Royal Mail to stop delivering mail to me in the lay-by. The postman told me this while I was on the phone to the Information Commissioner. The Information Commissioner office heard the postman telling me nothing was ever done about Wiltshire Council interfering with that mail. The court letters and PIP tribunals that they blocked, that's an offence under the Postal Services Act, but Wiltshire Council are exempt from committing any offences because they share the same offices as the police officers that are meant to investigate them. People in this area need to understand that our council think it is okay to victimise vulnerable people who they don't like. This is what Wiltshire Council is all about, 1980s style thuggery that has never changed. Thanks for watching.